How's everything going? Very good.
Thank you, Mr.
The first thing I need to do is to come and...
So please.
The Director General for OPEC Fund will sit here. And you can
But
sit
you
next
can leave. You can leave that one. We'll send
Even though
that
it says Country Director, I
I
was
think
going to
we
see
can
if
ask.
there was.
We can ask.
Oh, she has it.
Oh, she has
See?
it. Oh,
She's
good.
on top of
Oh,
it.
fantastic. Fantastic. You're the best.
Yeah, the protocol people always.
Yeah, they're very on top of the game.
Yeah.
Please give me my finaster.
And we'll do
Try and see if you can have some training.
And if you let me slide out.
Welcome, Gigi.
That's why I was saying maybe you can learn.
Busy, huh?
Yeah.
No, how are you? Good to see you. How are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and
Hi, how are you? Thank you.
My name is Sanjay. I'm the environment unit.
Hi, how are you? How are you?
This is our program lending.
Good to work with you. It's a very important project for the country.
Yes. No, we are very glad you're part of that. And great.
Good to do that.
My team said that you are interested in supporting fisheries.
You're welcome in, and then the World Bank in Liberia. Okay, so I'm happy to just do the introduction. Okay.
In a way, that's what I'm very happy.
So we need yeah, that's fine.
We are so delighted. In fact, we are
If you are going to submission here, we'll be happy to see you there. Because we are launching our action finance, climate finance.
we have lots of. Well, let's catch up.
Hello.
So, very cool that you have used
Good to see you.
the social registry that was telling Kuma, right? So that they are invited.
Working hard in Liberia.
Yes.
The social registry is also
Good to have this project
geospatial
with you.
viewing.
And,
It tells us
hopefully
exactly
to
where
lead to other
a school
projects
is
also.
in a village
excited.
or in an environment. And then where the next school is. It tells us where a hospital is. So that way, if we need stuff, we know where to
I
put it.
cover about 9 countries.
So, but you were really coming up with yeah.
We're gonna,
But it was, that was like the, that was like for me, that was like, yeah, you know, yeah. Because right now we're trying to do that maternity, staff, one-stop
How are
shop.
you?
know, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yes,
This is my card.
yes, let me get mine.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Can we start?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's yogi.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So, first of all, let me recognize the Minister of Finance and Development Planning for Liberia, Honorable Samuel Ditwea Jr. Let me also recognize other cabinet ministers here from Liberia. We have the Minister of Education, Professor Soni. We have the Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection, Honorable Piso. We have Deputy Ministers of Finance, and we have the Director General of the NAFA in Liberia. We also have the Director General of OPEC Fund, Dr. Abdul Hamid Khalifa. I hope I pronounced his name correctly.
Yes, correct, yes.
And other delegations, other representatives of OPEC Fund. We also have colleagues from the World Bank. In particular, let me recognize Mr. Sanjay, who is our practice manager for environment and the blue economy. We are really excited to witness from our side, the signing of the financing agreement between the government of Liberia and OPEC Fund to the fisheries sector in Liberia in the amount of $20 million. From our side, it's a great day because this is the beginning of a partnership between the OPEC Fund, the government, and ourselves in this sector, but we're hoping that there will be many more areas of collaboration. Without further ado, my name is Kwimantara. I'm the country manager for the World Bank in Liberia. I would like to now ask first the Director General of OPEC Fund, Dr. Khalifa, for his remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you, Minister, and all the ministers and all the guests today for attending this ceremony. We are signing today a very important project for the country, and it is our honor as OPEC Fund to be part of this, along with the World Bank and the government. It is very important. When I read about the project, 55,000 beneficiaries expected to benefit from this project, which is this is the very important goal of this project. It is the beneficiaries, the final beneficiaries of who are going to benefit from our interventions and along with the World Bank. But not only that, also this project is going to have an impact by creating a sustainable job opportunities for almost 2,000 individuals, which is very important from the sustainability point of view. But also this is complemented by a technical assistance fund that will have an impact on women, which is a very important element of what we are doing here. So I think the project has the important elements of development in the country, and we are happy to be part of this. And as you know, this is not the first project that OPEC Fund is doing in Liberia. We have started our cooperation with the country back in 1978, and since then we have a series of projects, but also on the grant side also we have some interventions. So we are happy to be part of that, and also we are working with our partners in the World Bank and the government in future projects, which we hope to be brought to implementation very soon. So thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to work in the country, and looking forward to enhance our cooperation with you.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director General, for those remarks. Now let me ask the Honorable Minister of Finance for his remarks. Okay, maybe before I turn to the Honorable Minister, let me ask the Director General for NAFA.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Director General, and good morning to my dynamic Finance Minister in whom I'm real pleased, and all other government officials here present, my Minister of Education, my Minister of Gender. I'm super excited that we've been able to attract an additional 20 million to the 40 million project, totaling 60 million for the people of Liberia, with an aim of developing our fisheries sector, which has enormous potential of contributing to economic growth in our country. So on behalf of my president, I'm very delighted, and I want to say thank you very much for your very strong support and we look forward for more grants or more and more loan, because it can never be enough. There will always be need. And I would briefly speak on the nature of the project. This project is transitioning artisanal fisheries, which is the main objective, to semi-industrial fishing, which is creating a more sustainable fishing method, practices, and also improving livelihood, wherein they'll be able to increase their daily earnings from where it was before. And then it's also going to strengthen the food security of our country, because it supplies dietary protein to about 65% of the general population of Liberia. And so it's very important, and also considering that we are a coastal country, whereas a huge majority of our population reside along the coast. They depend on this sector as a form of livelihood. So money is going to this sector is very, very important. And so that's why I would like to recognize my president for his political will for us to be able to come thus far. Because, I mean, if we did not get the political will of our president, we would not be able to attract the funding that we've been attracting for this sector. He has made this sector as part of his priorities for development, and this is why we've been able to do it. So thank the President, His Excellency George Manuel Weah, for his farsightedness. Thank my dynamic minister, and thank you, the World Bank, my strong partner, and OPEC. Thank you very much. I'm very happy.
Thank you.
Sanjay, I don't know, do you want to make any few remarks yourself?
I think just to thank our partners. I think first let me thank our dynamic finance minister and dynamic DG. I think without their support, this project wouldn't have seen the light of the day. But I think it's also the vision that you have to grow the fisheries sector, and we're doing plenty of fisheries projects around the world. So we have experience of many failed projects and also successful projects. And we really want to partner with you to make it more successful, and the vision about not only growing it industrial size fishing economy, but also focusing on the rural, poor, women and beneficiaries, as Director General said. And I think we are very, very delighted to partner with OPEC Development Fund. And we hope that we will be able to celebrate after a few years some good results on the ground.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So over to you now, Honorable Minister.
Well, thank you, Kwame. Honorable Director General, let me say on behalf of the President and the people of the Republic of Liberia, I extend profound appreciation for your consideration in supporting Liberia in partnership with the World Bank Group. As you said, OPEC has always been in Liberia, but I think OPEC looks like it's finding new enthusiasm to re-engage in Liberia under His Excellency Dr. Weah. I think this is a success of partnership. This is a story of partnership. Development challenges around the world, particularly in developing countries such as Africa, continent of Africa, will advance with strong partnerships. Shared use of resources, abandoning this silo mentality where all the development partners are separately doing things. We all develop, one set of projects and work around that to benefit the same people. I think that's what's happening here in connection with the World Bank. World Bank is heavily vested in the fisheries sector. We see OPEC coming in the fisheries sector. We see synergies between what the World Bank is doing and what OPEC is doing. I just think that's the program logic of development. That's how you do it. And so we're very excited that you've re-engaged at this high level. We know that the possibilities for even higher levels of engagement are coming. And we try to sow those seeds here. But more broadly, this is a good day for the Liberian people. Before you came in, we had just signed $55 million of budget support from the World Bank, direct budget support as part of the budget this year. We also signed an additional $31 million for additional help financing from the World Bank. The World Bank is doing incredibly well for the people of Liberia, for the government of Liberia, to support the Pro-Poor agenda for prosperity and development. So, given that we're in a partnership together, we have no doubt that OPEC will do even as well, or if not better. You know, we like competition.
we are ready to do our part.
That's great. That's great. That's great. Look, Liberia is where Liberia is where Liberia is now. Is that it has laid the foundation for growth and prosperity, coming out of very difficult, turbulent times. You know the story of Liberia. Went to war and all of that. We came out of war, and then we have a new administration under His Excellency that has been dealing with a lot of challenges emanating from the legacy of war, and also some from the challenges that from Ebola. You heard of Ebola.
Mm-hmm.
When Ebola hit the world, people didn't know much about pandemic. Ebola was a West African phenomenon, and then tourists were saying, "Oh no, we're canceling our trip to West Africa because Ebola. We don't want." When Ebola hit America here, it was like, "Oh, what is this? It doesn't belong in the West." Then COVID came, and everybody said, "Oh, so COVID rationalized Ebola." That's right. Now, when you speak of Ebola, people understand the better context.
They know what you're talking about.
COVID was actually worse than you guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. But that's what we're dealing with. I don't think as countries gaining certainly in Liberia, I don't think we got our fair share totally from Ebola, because Ebola collapsed our economies. Liberia went to negative growth, Sierra Leone went to negative growth, Seaman Guinea, around 4,000 people died in Liberia. Construction projects were halted, things slowed.
Yeah.
And recovery from that path, Ebola hit in 2014.
Yeah.
Recovery from there was slower. And then the world just kind of moved on. In the post-Ebola era, a lot of resources were spent, but at the end of the day, we didn't look at the economic dimension in the way the world is now grappling with the economics of COVID. The economics of Ebola were not understood, we never thought about. Now we're thinking about the economics of COVID. The IMF is giving more support through SDR reallocations. The World Bank is increasing IDA and is shortening IDA cycle. OPEC is stepping in and doing its share. So, we like to say this is the spirit that we want to see in the post-COVID era, because countries are challenged. I mean, countries in Africa face difficulty. Africa is, if it's not careful, may lose a decade, because we came from a decade of high growth. Now, we're going to a decade of low growth. Growth in Africa is going to be projected around 2.7%. I mean, a lot of people are going to descend into poverty. And so that's why we got to start thinking smart about how do you take resources from OPEC and the World Bank to really target the future, target the poor and the vulnerable in sectors where they are, not far from them.
Yeah.
So fishing, for example, I mean, an ordinary guy gets up in the morning, takes a fishing boat, goes on the river, fish, comes home, goes to sell the fish. That's where he is.
That's right.
This project funded by OPEC and in cooperation with the World Bank is meeting our people where 2,000 people are going to be met in their habitat, where they are. Okay? Given the support, given the technical assistance, giving all of the environmental support that you're bringing under this project. And then maybe, the success from this project will then stimulate further things. And maybe we originally we're thinking small. We're OPEC, we're the World Bank. Let's go bigger. This is a path for prosperity in Liberia.
Absolutely.
And 50,000 people, that's great. I mean, it's even bigger than that. The whole country, she just said, 65% of the population will get the nutrients through fish. And if we move to a point where Liberian fish becomes a dominant supplier for the market, which is where we want to go, we're moving away from import. In rice, we've been having wonderful conversations about rice, agriculture, we're importing everything. I mean, it's time for poor countries to start to be self-reliant. Start producing locally, because jobs will be created that way. Value will be added to product. You are adding value to the fishery sector in this project. The government highly appreciates that, and we see this as a step to carry out growth, toward 5, 6, 7% as it's been projected by the bank and then the IMF. So we're very excited today. It's a big, big day You know, triple signings. You know,
Yeah.
it's a triple day today for Liberia, and people are happy about the good news, and people will learn about OPEC. You know that OPEC is a OPEC Fund does good things. A lot of times OPEC comes on the fire on the other side. So, like this human face of OPEC. Yeah. Like this human face, letting people see what is OPEC. This is the real OPEC, not the other. So that's great, good. But it's good to have you here. Good to have you.
No, just on what you mentioned about the needs of the country. As we speak, we are looking into different opportunities in Liberia.
Good.
But one of them, I think it is advanced. We are looking at industrial zones with the African Development Bank.
Okay.
Yeah. We are working with the African Development Bank to develop the industrial zones in Liberia. So that is in advanced stage. I hope we can move on that. But also the collaboration of the government agencies is very important. Yeah, and you remember, Mr. Minister, we had to cancel a project that we signed in 2019 in the road sector or transportation sector because of a lack of, not lack, but I think the capacity to implement those kind of projects were not there. So I hope going forward also that the capacity from the government side will be enhanced.
That's correct.
Making sure that whatever is signed is going to be implemented as foreseen. So that is important also. But happy to sign this and looking forward also to enhance our cooperation in Liberia.
We look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. Yes.
That's good. People see the big OPEC.
20 million.
Wow. Sorry.
Well, thank you very much and have a good day.
You don't take a picture with it, Eric.
Ask you to sign the acknowledgement of receipt.
Oh, okay, sorry, we didn't finish yet. Okay, sorry, we haven't finished.
Oh, we have more? Sign here?
Yes, please.
Oh, we haven't finished yet.
Yes.
Still signing.
Okay.
And this
There's
will
still
be
more.
going home with you, general conditions, procurement guidelines. Thank you very much. And this is your copy.
Mr. Minister, we have OPEC Fund Development Forum, which is usually held in June every year. So this coming year, it's going to be June 20, and we'll be honored to have you there and host you in Vienna for this forum.
Sure,
So,
sure.
Yeah.
I'm obliged.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you.
And this is maybe a little taste of Vienna.
Ah.
All right, thank you.
She wants to do a photograph with me.
Yeah.
But just kind of in between there.
DG, because it's my project.
You want me to be there?
Yes.
No, but I wanted to be here.
Look here. Thank you.
And I can take
Excellent.
one single with him. Yes. Do you mind me shaking your hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Looking forward to enhance our cooperation. Emma?
Please.
Visiting you Mr. Mr. Head of Finance.
My minister.